Johnny Dang's reputation is starting to slip, and rappers aren't holding back. Some are even taking off his grills and calling him out in public. Sauce Walka made it clear he's no longer willing to feel taken advantage of.
I don't want no free. You wanted to give me some free shit that was way smaller than this.
Yeah, I'm finna take these aside of me.
Now, Johnny Dang has reportedly been arrested over allegations of selling fake jewelry. And here's how rappers are reacting. Let's break it down. Rappers react, the accusations that started everything. The situation really starts with Sauce Walka, a Houston rapper who had been rocking with Johnny Dang for over 20 years. Sauce Walka wasn't just any customer, he was a major client. Over the years, he spent serious money at the shop. We're talking a Cuban chain worth $500,000, plus custom grills, pendants, and bracelets, each piece ranging between $50,000 and $100,000. This wasn't someone stopping by occasionally. He was one of Dang's most loyal, high-spending clients in Houston. Then March 2026 hit and Sauce Walka took things public.
I don't want to put some smile in my mind. I don't want no free. You wanted to give me some free shit that was way smaller than this. I don't want no free.
He wasn't just upset over a free piece being too small. Sauce Walka was calling out something deeper. He claimed that Johnny Dang had been showing more love to out-of-town celebrities, giving them bigger stones and better deals. Meanwhile, Sauce, who had been holding Dang down in Houston for over 2 decades, felt like he was being treated like a lesser client. After all the loyalty and the money he'd spent, he made it clear he felt played.
You wanted to give me some free shit that was way smaller than this. I don't want no free. I want my money and I want to go over the top, best of the best, biggest of the biggest, make it work.
But the real issue wasn't about size, it went much deeper. Sauce Walka's main accusation was about what was actually inside the jewelry. He claimed that Johnny Dang had been using CVD, lab-grown diamond stones that can be created in weeks in pieces that were allegedly sold as natural VVS diamonds. The price gap between those is huge. A 1-carat natural diamond can cost thousands, while a lab-grown version is significantly cheaper. From Sauce's perspective, he was paying premium prices for something he believed wasn't what he was promised. He described it as being finessed, which hits even harder considering he trusted Dang for over 20 years. To prove he was serious, he didn't just talk, he acted. He went to Plug Gio, also known as Jose Mata, a former Johnny Dang employee who started his own business, and commissioned a brand new permanent diamond grill, reportedly worth around $1 million. Then on camera, he removed his old grills and replaced them with the new set, making it clear he was done. He even said he was setting a new standard for Texas. This wasn't their first issue either. Back in 2024, Sauce Walka had already shown off a grill from Plug Gio, which led to a public response from Johnny Dang calling out the move. At the time, it was more about loyalty and respect. But by March 2026, things had escalated into serious accusations about diamond authenticity. Kodak Black also had his own problems with Johnny Dang, though for different reasons. A video from 2024 resurfaced where he criticized a $50,000 custom grill he had purchased. Not long after, he posted another clip continuing to voice his frustration.
Yeah, I'm finna take these aside of me and go back wall.
He said the fit was terrible, that his bite felt off and the grills were too big and bulky to wear comfortably. According to Kodak Black, they just didn't sit right in his mouth, making them impractical for everyday use. He even said he wanted his old grills back. Spending $50,000 on something you won't wear is a serious problem. Kodak Black's complaint was different from Sauce Walka's. He wasn't accusing anyone about the diamonds, his issue was craftsmanship. He felt like he paid a premium price but didn't get a piece that actually worked for him. Still, both situations pointed to the same outcome. Major artists spending big money with one of hip-hop's most well-known jewelers, Johnny Dang, and walking away dissatisfied. Different problems, but the same name at the center. Then a third voice entered the conversation, and this one hit even harder. Not a customer, but someone who had worked inside the operation. The insider, Plug Gio, speaks. Plug Gio wasn't speaking from the outside. He had been inside Johnny Dang's shop, involved in the production process, and close enough to see how pieces were made and delivered to high-profile clients. That's why when he went on camera in March 2026 and started sharing his claims, people paid attention.
There'd be times where I would ask him and beg him, be like, "Hey, bro, look, I made you $9 million in a year. Just give me 4% commission."
He claimed he had generated around $9,000 in revenue for the shop in a single year, and all he was asking for was a 4% commission. But according to Plug Geo, Johnny Dang was only giving him 2%, along with an hourly rate of $10. When he pushed for better pay, he said the response was minimal, just an extra $2 an hour.
He said, "Oh, I'm gonna give you a $2 raise. I only get paid $10 an hour because I get paid 2% commission every month. What the f*** is a $2 raise gonna do for me and my kids, bro?"
The pay dispute itself was already enough to explain why Plug Geo eventually decided to leave. But according to him, that wasn't even the part that shook people the most. What really set the internet off had nothing to do with wages. It was what he claimed was happening behind the scenes with the diamonds being set into the jewelry sold to clients, including high-profile customers connected to Johnny Dang. He suggested that there were serious concerns about how those stones were being handled and presented once they entered the production process, and that's what turned a workplace dispute into a much bigger public controversy.
Everybody who's watching, if you got anything from Johnny, check, because that boy be putting that C in y'all.
He claimed CVD lab-grown diamonds were allegedly being used in pieces sold as natural VVS stones. According to Plug Geo, some clients even returned after testing their jewelry and reportedly found lab-grown stones. He said he often had no control over those decisions and would refer customers back to Johnny Dang.
And I've had several clients who come in and they'll be like, "Bro, why my shit tested CVD?" Well, I don't fucking know. Y'all gotta ask Johnny, bro. That's Johnny's production.
That was the most explosive part of Plug Geo's statement. He wasn't speaking in general terms. He was pointing to specific situations where clients allegedly came back with jewelry that had already failed independent testing. According to his account, the responsibility didn't stop at the surface level and may have pointed higher up within the operation. By that point, Plug Geo had already left Johnny Dang's shop and launched his own jewelry business. That gave Dang's side a clear counterpoint that a former employee turned competitor could have personal or business motives for speaking out. The fact that Sauce Walka later went directly to Geo for a new $1 million grill only intensified that narrative. Still, the claim spread quickly. With both insider allegations and a high-profile client's accusations, the situation rapidly took over hip-hop media. Clips, reactions, and debates flooded social platforms, and fans even began tagging artists who had purchased from Dang, asking whether they had tested their jewelry. Part of why this gained so much traction is that the underlying concern wasn't new. Lab-grown diamonds have been disrupting the jewelry market for years. They look almost identical to natural diamonds, but cost significantly less, which has long raised concerns about substitution within the industry. Plug Geo's claims tapped into fears that were already circulating. What made the situation even more layered is that Johnny Dang had previously addressed the issue himself. In a 2025 interview, he acknowledged how closely lab-grown and natural diamonds resemble each other and how much the market had shifted because of that. So when the accusations resurfaced, it added another dimension to the debate. At the same time, another controversy was already unfolding, one unrelated to diamonds altogether: the debt situation. Before the allegations went viral, Johnny Dang had already been publicly calling out several rappers over unpaid jewelry. In early 2026, he posted videos directly naming individuals who had received custom pieces but allegedly failed to pay in full. It wasn't subtle. He addressed it openly and publicly, turning the issue into a separate controversy of its own.
Where my money, man? I need my money. Where the money at? All the rapper too. Sean Skinton, Richard Kid. I need my money, man. Yeah.
He also put Sean Kingston and Rich the Kid on blast, claiming they had received custom jewelry but hadn't settled their balances. His tone in those videos wasn't polished or scripted. It came across as direct and emotional, like someone who felt taken advantage of after fulfilling his side of the deal. Johnny Dang didn't stop there. He claimed the total outstanding debt owed to him across multiple artists had climbed past $6.7 million. According to reports and later discussion, the names linked to that figure included Burna Boy, Justin Bieber, Central C, and Lil Baby, alongside Sean Kingston and Rich the Kid. He also addressed the Burna Boy situation specifically. Dang claimed Burna Boy wanted a custom watch inspired by a previous piece, but when asked for a $350,000 upfront deposit, Burna declined. According to Dang, the deal ended there, and he later suggested that any similar piece obtained elsewhere was not an authentic Johnny Dang original. Johnny Dang wasn't new to legal disputes either. In 2015, his company was involved in a civil case in Harris County, Texas, tied to a commercial project. Later, in September 2025, a breach of contract lawsuit was also filed against him and related entities involving a jewelry agreement. However, those cases were business-related contract disputes and didn't involve claims about fake materials. What made the 2026 situation different was that he chose to handle it publicly. Instead of limiting responses to private negotiations or legal channels, he escalated the matter with a diss track calling out artists who allegedly owed him money. The track named individuals directly and spread quickly across platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, gaining major attention. This approach reflected a strategy rooted in hip-hop culture itself, using visibility, reputation, and public pressure as leverage rather than relying only on courts or formal collection processes. In an industry where image and credibility carry real financial weight, being publicly named carried consequences. It also exposed how the custom jewelry world often operates on trust-based arrangements. High-value pieces are frequently delivered before full payment is completed, and when that trust breaks, disputes can quickly spill into public view. By early 2026, Johnny Dang was effectively dealing with two overlapping controversies at once: unpaid debts on one side and questions about jewelry authenticity on the other. Both were unfolding in real time and playing out across the hip-hop community.
I special design, very, very special. Make sure it precise, good side of the diamond, smooth, so it not be too heavy, too chunky, so you go into wear it for another years without messing your mouth.
He made it clear that the offer wasn't some throwaway pitch or a low-effort attempt to cut corners. According to him, it wasn't a cheap deal being pushed onto a loyal client. It was something he had genuinely put thought, care, and craftsmanship into. He emphasized that the piece came from intention, not just business or profit.
And for free, nothing but love, man. You one of the few rappers I've been knowing for over 20 years.
His response ultimately centered on consistency, history, and transparency. By openly showing his process testing stones in-house, explaining his equipment, and demonstrating how different materials are verified, Johnny Dang aimed to reinforce that nothing about his operation had changed, and that his work had always been grounded in verification and long-term trust. At the same time, he doubled down on the idea that his reputation wasn't built overnight and wouldn't be dismantled overnight either. Years of repeat business with high-profile clients, decades of industry presence, and a business model built on relationships rather than one-off transactions were, in his view, the strongest rebuttal to the accusations being made. In the end, the controversy extended beyond any single jeweler. It highlighted how fragile the wider ecosystem becomes when it relies heavily on trust without standardized verification. Whether people took sides or stayed neutral, the situation shifted behavior across the culture: more testing, more skepticism, and far less blind reliance on reputation alone.